suppose someone comes to you and you feel that EMDR is the process for them. So how would you go about explaining it to them? Like for our listeners, they might not be aware at all, right? What it is.
Yeah. So part of my training, I went to EMDRIA, which is the EMDR Institute, which was created by Francine Shapiro. She's the developer of this therapy. So when I talk to my clients about it, I tell them like, hey, I am fully trained. I will be I will be certified once I submit the paperwork.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Procrastination. But you know, when I'm explaining it to them, I let them know trauma is my bread and butter. That is what I'm here for. It's, you know, my population who I want to help. And I've noticed trauma. If they haven't come to me straight out saying like, hey, I have trauma, I need to work on this. As we get to know each other, if I'm noticing it, I'll say, hey, I'm noticing this trauma. You keep saying that you feel it. I ask you and you say it's right here. And I'll ask you, what's the thought that's coming up?
Yeah.
I'm not worthy. Oh, wow. Who's the first person who said that to you? When did you first feel that? Do you remember? And then I talk to them about trauma, big T traumas, which are what we typically think of when we think of trauma, like a car accident or an assault or war, or a tiny T trauma, where I was standing up in class and I started stuttering and people laughed at me. How those can impact us as adults. And then I talk to them about the phases of EMDR. I talk to them, the first two phases, I'm teaching you resources. Those are coping skills, breathing techniques, soothing places. How do we manage our day-to-day life? I'm getting to know you, building rapport, creating this space. And the reason I love this therapy is that my clients are in control the entire time. This can take as long as they need.
Nice.
And it's their brain that's doing it. And the power my clients get when they hear that, and that reinforcement of, oh, you're not just going to push me and make me do this, and being willing to step back with them of, okay, we need to talk today. That's okay. I don't need to reprocess. It's fantastic. I go through and talk about headlines of trauma, so I don't need the detail. You can tell me, like I'll say, hey, have you ever been in a natural disaster? Yeah, when I was 14, I was evacuated because there was a fire. Yeah. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know I was evacuated and I came back and my house was burnt down. I had to go through the rubble. Headline, that's all I need from you. And then once we have a really good rapport, we're ready to get in this. You feel confident. I feel like, hey, let's go. Let's do this. Then we start the reprocessing. And that's what people think of when they think of EMDR, is the reprocessing. And this is where we mimic REM or dream sleep. Your eyes are rapidly moving, the tones are rapidly going, or we're using tappers or, the butterfly technique. And we use that to unlock and process. We start imagining this memory, the thoughts, the memories, the feelings, physical sensations. We're just like on a train and we're watching it pass by. And it makes it to where that it does not define me. That is a memory. And the power and confidence we get from realizing that is just a memory and I don't have to hold it here is so incredible.
Nice.
And then we install that, because ideally we process it out. And then there's these sometimes alien, weird feelings of soothing and calm and butterflies. And oh, what is that? We actually install that with the thoughts that are coming. Oh, I am worthy. I am strong. I have power. And that's the therapy.